Hey, what's going on guys? Shane here. Today I want to share with you 3 hip mobility exercises to improve your chamber. Now the chamber, I believe, is one of the most important aspects of throwing a kick, because if you have a sloppy or no chamber, then you're going to have a sloppy kick. Now by doing these exercises, you're also going to develop balance, hip and core strength, as well as control and just overall body awareness. So let's take a look at the first drill. Okay, so first of all, what is the chamber? The chamber is when I lift my knee up towards my chest to this position here, maybe before I throw a side kick, or bringing my heel to my butt before throwing a roundhouse kick. And it's also the retraction back, pulling it back towards my chest or towards my butt before throwing another kick or before putting my leg down and resetting. Now, seeing these movements may very much look like traditional style striking, like Taekwondo. And if you're a Muay Thai fighter, you may be thinking, I don't need to practice this because when I throw my roundhouse kicks, it's more like a baseball bat swing from the hips. It's true that there is less of a chamber, but I challenge you to practice, to try these drills out, because by having a good chamber, you're going to be able to aim where your kick goes better, you're going to have better control and better balance. It's also going to increase the speed of your kick too. When you think about some of the best Muay Thai fighters in the world, like Sanchai, he has an excellent chamber. I mean, just think about it when he throws that question mark kick. He fakes the front push kick to the body and then turns it into the round kick. That's a chamber. Not only that, but when he throws round kicks to the body, he has an excellent retraction, bringing his knee back into his chest so that his opponent can't catch his leg. All right, so the other thing to consider here is that when we're practicing these motions, let's say chambering before I throw the side kick, doesn't this look an awful lot like blocking a round kick in Muay Thai, like a cross block, a cross check? So if anything else, try these drills out because it's going to help develop the muscles in your hips. Let's take a look. Okay, so the first drill is going to be movements within the 3-legged dog position. And to get there, we're first going to get into a traditional downward dog. So let's get into a push-up position or a high plank. And what we're going to do is sit our hips up towards the sky as we push our weight back. Now this is a downward dog here. And what we're going to do just to warm up the hamstrings and legs is just pedal the feet out. So one leg bends and the other leg drives the heel down towards the mat. Do this a couple of reps, and then once you feel comfortable, then we're going to lift the left leg up, and it should be an extension of our back. So we got a flat back, and we're driving that heel back. Now from here, we're going to shift our weight forward so that our shoulders go back over our wrists, and we're going to bring our knee towards our chest here. And what I want you to do is really try to drive your knee up towards your chest and your heel towards your butt. So the tighter it is, the more we're working the hips here. And you're going to hold it for 3 breaths. So once you go through those 3 controlled, slow breaths, then you're going to drive that heel back towards the sky. And then as we shift forward again, we're going to bring the knee now towards the outside of the elbow. And if you're just beginning, it's probably going to be down towards your wrist. But you want to try to aim to get it higher at these different points. So the elbow, and then eventually the armpit. And when you're doing these exercises, make sure your hips aren't dragging. Make sure you're really pushing down into your palms. And again, we'll hold for 3 breaths here in this position. And then we'll drive that heel back. And then the third position here is bringing the knee towards the opposite elbow. And again, we really want to lift that knee up. Really try to tuck it within the armpit. Hold it for 3 breaths, then we'll drive back, reset, and that counts as 1 rep. So then you'd switch to the other leg and you would do that for 3 sets in total. So you're getting 9 reps on each leg. Okay, drill number 2 is going to be seated leg lifts. So what we're going to do is sit on our butt with our legs straight, and we're going to find an object that's about 4 inches off the ground. So it could be a boxing glove, it could be a yoga block like this. And we're going to lift our leg up and swing it out to the side, going over the object, tapping down, and then repeating. So that's 1 rep, and you can do that for about 5 to 10 reps. 5 being beginners, 10 being a little bit more advanced. And then you can also increase the difficulty by getting something that's a little bit taller, right? And then eventually working your way up to here, but even that is pretty tall, pretty high, and challenging. And what you want to avoid doing is rounding your back or leaning back, right? We really want to isolate that hip flexor there, because that's the motion that, and the muscle that's going to bring our knee in towards our chest. So if we strengthen that by doing these leg lifts, 5 to 10 reps on each leg for 3 sets, you're going to really start to find that control element with your kicks. All right, the third and final drill is my personal favorite. This is what I do if I'm just watching TV or whatever. So what you're gonna do is stand, and if you have to hold on to something like a wall for balance, that's fine. You can put your shoulder on it as well. And I'm gonna show you modification at the end, how to do it lying down. But we're gonna balance on one leg, bringing our knee towards our chest. So just straight up, and we're gonna grab our shin and assist by pulling it in. And we're gonna count for 3 breaths here. So you can see, of course, this is challenging the balance, and it's developing this leg as well as the core, the hip, and then I'm working the hip flexors here to bring this knee up. On the third breath, I want a full inhale and exhale with either less resistance, so you're not pulling it in as much with your hands, or none at all, and you're just holding here for an inhale and a slow and controlled exhale. Then from here, I'm gonna turn the knee inward, and I'm gonna do 3 breaths. Again, on the third breath, either less resistance or no resistance. Then I turn the knee outward, and I hold it here. Then I grab mid-shin, and I turn it into a roundhouse kick, bringing my heel towards my butt, and then I keep my heel at my butt as I go directly behind. Kind of get that quadricep stretch in right there. Then we'll switch and go to the opposite leg. But if this is too challenging on the balance, you want to work your way up to it, let's drop down to the mat here. We're just going to lie flat on our back, and it's going to be the same exact motion. So I lift the knee in towards the chest, I hold for 3 breaths. I go knee inward for 3, knee outward. This one's going to be a little bit more challenging, but we're kind of have to shift out towards our right hip as we do it, and then roll over towards the side to really get it onto our back, bringing our heel towards our butt. But it's the same motions there. Again, it's just about repetition, working your way up, assisting on the wall, and then try to use a little bit less. So maybe at first it's your whole arm that's resting on the wall, and then it's just your fingertips, and then just try to really challenge your balance. That's the only way of developing the stabilizer muscles so that you can do it. All right, guys, there you have it. And like anything else, you have to consistently practice this. So I'll just be watching TV and I'm practicing my chamber drills pretty much every day. Always doing it, always making sure that I'm pulling it in a little bit tighter or going a little bit deeper into that stretch. And then also just shadow boxing. When you're shadow boxing, make sure you're not being sloppy. Make sure you're chambering before you kick, then chambering after you kick as well. Super important, and you're gonna see that you're landing more kicks, you're a little bit faster, and just have better control. Until next time, be sure to subscribe to get the fight tips before your opponent does. I'm Shane with Fight Tips for the Underdogs.